On this morning show, Riggs and we are going to break down an ideal day.
Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline.
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So.
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Unfortunately, my homie that you saw here in the introduction video, Riggs, our dog, he will not be partaking in the rest of the show. I'm sorry, he's not feeling great. And he wanted to lay down and chew on a bone instead of going over his ideal day. But he will be making another appearance on the show very soon. Regardless of Riggs and all his powerful wisdom, he was nice enough to give us a nice show topic for today. And we're going to be going over not only the benefits of creating your ideal day. So ideal day being, what do you want to do with your time? If you got to choose your work, your habits, like how you feel your time with your relationships, like a regular day, Monday through Friday, how would you spend your day? That's what we're aiming to create. We're going to go over the benefits of knowing what that is. And additionally, we're going to go over some tools to help create this. And you really don't need much. It doesn't need to get fancy. You don't need to spend $1 bazillion on this kind of stuff. You just need, whether it's a notebook, over here from the studio, you've seen I got a whiteboard. We got the chalkboard behind us. And then also we're going to be pulling up a Google Calendar to kind of play around with and fill that stuff in. So before we start my own ideal day, really what we're going to do is we're going to go over some benefits. Let's go ahead. We're going to go over some benefits and then stick around with us, because then I'm going to show you my ideal day. And I'm just going to write out some stuff I've been working on. What are my aims for my ideal day? And what are some time blocking stuff that I'm doing to try and maximize the most out of it? So again, thinking of your ideal day, you're writing out what it is that you want to do Monday through Friday for the most bang for your buck. What do you want to do with your day? What is ideal? Really focusing on that word ideal. And then we compare that ideal day, what we've created, to the day that we actually have. And this is where I love coaching and how it comes in so well, because I create this ideal day and then I go on with my life and I do what I need to do, because you're not going to do all of it all the time. Absolutely impossible. So we got to not berate ourselves and kick the crap out of ourselves because we don't hit the mark 100%. It's an ideal day, an ideal. And then life is life, and things, you get pulled in one direction, you get pulled in another direction, and that's okay. We're just trying to get as close as we can. We talk about this metaphor. We're never going to run a mile in 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Literally impossible. But what we can do is try to reduce our time. And reducing our time makes us feel fulfilled, makes us feel happy, makes it feel like we're making progress. And I think it's the same thing with a lot of stuff within your job, within your relationships, health, wealth, relationships, the 3 golden things that we're trying to help skyrocket for people here on this morning show. So benefits of creating your ideal day. You're thinking, oh, that's all cool. And that's why the hell would I actually do that? Well, I'll tell you in about 5 points here. Number 1, clarity and focus. I think a lot of us struggle. I can only speak from personal experience. I've struggled dearly from not knowing what it is I want to do. We have so many options now in 2023. Sometimes it can be really difficult just to know and have the clarity to be able to focus on what it is that you want to do. If you don't know, if you don't have the clarity of what it is you want to do, I'm telling you, it's going to be pretty much impossible to sit down and focus on anything, because you're like, oh, I could do a little of this. Oh, I could do a little of that. I'm sure you can think of a time in your life where you were working on something and then you jumped over to the other thing. You jumped over to the next thing. You jumped over to the next thing. And then we weren't getting a whole lot of progress done. Next is the second benefit of creating your ideal day. I've gotten a lot of internal motivation after I've created this ideal day. I feel internally motivated. I don't know if there's any other type of motivation. External motivation, you could say external motivation, but I feel like it's just kind of changing your internal motivation. The words don't matter versus you just want to be internally motivated. You want to be motivated. Your emotions have to be excited, happy. These positive emotions have proven in thousands of studies that when we enjoy something, when we're motivated to do something, when we want to do something, people are incredible. We can accomplish amazing feats. You've seen adventure athletes like climb 12, 14,000 peaks in like a short period of time. You've seen athletes jumping out of planes. You've seen athletes like play multiple professional sports. I think, and it doesn't have to always be physical. It could be something in mental. I think people can be so tough mentally that the classic examples, that Buddhist monk who set himself on fire to protest human trafficking over in India, and he's just literally sitting there aflame, not willing to move a muscle. Yeah. So internal motivation, if we have it, I believe that we can do absolutely anything. Do you need to sit in a spot and set yourself on fire? Absolutely not. Please do not do that. But it just shows you that if you want to do something, then we can manufacture the ideal day and the support internal motivation in order to get that done. Next up is time management. You've heard this term probably a gazillion times, but it's important. You got to know where your time's going. I always love this Pomodoro method with the chess timer that we've been ranting and raving about a lot lately. And it just gives so much clarity to where your time's actually going. So you're creating this ideal day. You have the ideal day. And then you are just living your life. And then you're seeing, well, how big is the gap in between these two things, between the ideal day and between what you're actually doing. And then the time management is how we manage our time to try and get closer to that ideal day. Next up, number 4, for benefits of why you are of creating your ideal day and why I want you to do it, is you can reduce stress and anxiety. I think stress and anxiety cripples people and keeps us from taking action and becoming the people who we really, truly want to be. If we can reduce stress and anxiety just by having a better understanding of what do we actually want, I believe that we can become more productive. We can get more positive results more often. I think this will naturally reduce stress and anxiety. When you take action on something, your anxiety will dissipate. When you take action on stuff, your stress will dissipate. If we are getting far, say if we have our ideal day and our actions are getting farther and farther away because we have worse and worse habits, the gap will continue to grow. And this gap is filled of negative emotion, pain, and suffering, guaranteed. So think about it. If there is something that you really want and you keep getting farther away from it, have you felt like shit? The answer is probably yes. I can speak from personal experience. When I have something that I want and I keep acting out of alignment from this and I'm getting farther away from this, I feel worse. If you want to be fit and healthy and you keep gaining weight, do you feel better or do you feel worse? Absolutely terrible. You feel stressed. You feel anxious. You feel not good enough. You feel ugly. You feel like you hate yourself. And that's not worth living, right? And not to speak in such extremes, but I think a lot of us do live this type of extreme, whether we have massive amounts of stress from work, we have massive amounts of anxiety just from trying to figure out what it is that we want. And then we're all jumbled up and then we have a big ball of fire inside of us. And then it causes a bunch of pain and suffering. And our goal here is to help reduce suffering and improve quality of life. And I think we can do that by creating our ideal day. Number 5 of why I believe it's super important to have the ideal day, better decision making. Better decision making. Your life right now is the sum of the choices that you've made since you were born. Your life right now, everything that's in your life, is just a sum of the actions and choices that you've made up until this point. And a lot of people will argue that, oh, well, my parents were bad. Oh, well, this environment, this wasn't working. Oh, well, this. And it's like, and this is where you are at. factually. This is where you are at right now. And where do you want to go in the future? It's not about where you started, it's about where you finish. And I think we can start to internalize this and visualize this with doing things like creating an ideal day. I'm really big on envisioning stuff. I believe in manifestation. I think that shit's super powerful. And we don't need to do it often. I'm not saying you got to cross your legs and sit on the ground and sing Kumbaya and just see yourself doing everything every single minute of the day, versus we just need to be making better choices. And I promise we're going to be getting better results. If you choose to put working out in your day and you do this 4 times a week, you will look healthier. You will feel better. You will look better. These are factual things that are backed by thousands of studies, research, medical doctors, trainers, people, professionals in the industry, to see like, holy crap, if you just work out 3-4 times a week, you're going to get results. And I think if we make better decisions and we create our ideal day and we keep making the decisions to keep getting closer and more in alignment with this ideal day, we're going to be seeing incredible results. And there's nothing more powerful on the planet than when you see yourself making progress towards your goals. I literally can't think of anything else that's better. You can argue like, oh, having a child and this and that. From a personal development standpoint, between just you and yourself, making progress towards your goals feels freaking amazing. And I think everyone would be doing themselves a disservice if they didn't live in alignment with that and trying to get the most out of that. A last bonus is we're going to talk about, we'll circle back to this. We just need to understand our inputs and our outputs. So if this is what I'm putting into my day and these are the results I'm getting, if I don't like the results, I need to change something. And that's why I like the ideal day so much, because it allows us to get creative and to brainstorm and to think of what it is that we want to do and how we want to go about it. So if you want to look at anything this morning, say you're looking at your day, your Friday, about what could I put into this day in order to get what I want out tomorrow? What can I put in today that I'd really enjoy, that will allow me to live in the present moment and make the most out of this day? So check it out. Okay, let's get over to the tools and the Google Calendar. So we have over here, I just need a Google Calendar sheet. So good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having an incredible day. So we just want. So we need to delete this real quick. All right. I had to get a blank calendar real quick, but we're going to show how easy this really is. Okay. Share. Good morning, everyone. So over here I have, you can see a blank Google Calendar, and what this exercise, and this is on a week's basis. We can jump this from either a week. So you can create a Google account for absolute free. A lot of people I know have Gmails, and you can go to your day. Say if you go to your day, and I like to start with my ideal day, and then I start with my ideal week, because your ideal day versus on Sunday isn't probably going to be the same as the one that you want on Monday. So say if your ideal time would be to wake up. So say if is a task, you want to wake up at 6 in the morning. Boom, you just slap it on there. And then say if you want to do, I want to do my first Pomodoro cycle. And then I do this one on social media content. Boom, I got our first one down. Then we take a break, and you can put these in here if you want to, if you don't have to, but say I put in here, I put a task like walking the dog. I put a task in here. And you can do you can do an event, you can do a task, you can do appointment schedules, whatever you want to do, slap it in there. I do breakfast. I take a nice breakfast and coffee break. I can spell coffee this morning. Sorry, I'm a little slow. And you can kind of see how simple it is. And then I want to take a break, and then maybe from 10 to noon, I want to do my second cycle. Number 2, Pomodoro. And this is coaching course development. So I'm just working on courses and stuff right now. I'm working on that kind of stuff. So I'm creating this. This is my 2-hour block. And again, with the Pomodoro method, hopefully you guys can see that. That kind of looks a little small. Yeah. So this is my ideal day. So you can do this. You can kind of create your ideal day on Google Calendar. I would highly recommend using this software. I think it's the easiest to use. And then you can go from your ideal day to, you can go ahead and create your ideal week and kind of do the same, because your days might be a little different, and mixing them up. But for today's purposes, yeah, creating my ideal day, put everything in there that you want to do. And you can include things like hanging out. I want to hang out with my girlfriend for a couple hours and make sure that I'm checking in with her day, seeing how she's doing, what's up with her. Or maybe I'm just meeting with my family. Maybe I'm cooking like today, I'm going to cook some food for my mom and for my grandpa. Or what do you want to put in your day that's going to make your life full and make you feel really good? And then you can kind of put Pomodoros. We have a whole episode of that you can find on our YouTube channel. But other than that, we can also do this I did this in a notebook the other day. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quit sharing my screen right here. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having an incredible morning. So right here, I wrote out in my days, I've here just in a simple notebook that cost literally $2 at your local convenience store or Walmart or whatever, shop local businesses if you can. Or I got this from SBM down the road, cool little marketing company, but either way. So I have my first Pomodoro method, and then I'm writing out the tasks that I want to do. Maybe I'm writing out these little letters. I want to start doing these little letters for social media posts, just idea generation that I want to get down under there. I want to write out stuff for the morning show. And then also my last part of the cycle for the Pomodoro method, my first one is the morning show itself, like me making this video literally right here, right now, live. So, and then you just try to write out the tasks that you want to get done. And it's just brainstorming, getting your thoughts onto paper. I think this gives a lot of validity, and it gives us a lot of internal motivation, a lot of the benefits that we were talking about just recently. But go ahead and try to think of how you can plan out your ideal day. And the real hack where most people trip up and why in coaching is so important, you need to find somebody who you can talk to about creating your ideal day. That's fine. Do that. Make the perfect ideal day. What really needs to happen is you need to record and track what you're actually doing with your life. You need to record and track just a couple days. It's not that hard. Don't tell me you're too busy. I have clients who they're single moms with multiple kids, with multiple jobs. If they can do it, you can do it. I promise. If we can just write out and get down what the hell it is that we need to do and creating that ideal day. And then we write out factually what it is that we did that day. We just need 2 things to compare, because we talked about inputs, and our bonus today was talking about inputs versus outputs. And if we can better understand the inputs that we're putting into, then we can really start to understand the type of outputs and results that we're going to get. And if you want to grow a business, if you want to grow in credibility as a professional, you need to have some predictability. And when you take action on this, you are going to get this type of result. If Louis Vuitton didn't take the certain actions to create the certain type of product, and they know they weren't going to get this certain type of product, then their brand would fall out. They wouldn't have the credibility. People wouldn't pay thousands and thousands of dollars for a bag or a purse or whatever. We need to have the consistency, and I believe that we need to apply this consistency to our daily lives and our actions as well. And I think this can help skyrocket our health, wealth, and relationships, reduce suffering, and improve quality of life. That's our mission here. And that's all I had for today. So hopefully it was fun. You look at these tools, you can use Google Calendar like I had on here today. You can write on stuff like a chalkboard. You can just work in a notebook. These are just what I do to help I understand my ideal day and what I want to get out of my day. And then also just using the same to measure and see, like, what did I actually do today? Did I wake up a little later? Did I go over, did I make it to work on time? Was I able to meet up with these clients today? What actually happened? And then comparing the two and seeing where I can make improvements. We don't need to change our lives immediately right this second, all of it, flip it upside down. We just need to make incremental improvements consistently, and who knows what we can take it to. I'm hoping to blow up a couple companies, keep making myself better, and we'll see from there. So cheers to that. This was how and why to create your ideal day in 20 minutes. I'm over my 20 minutes, so I got to bounce. I got a bunch of stuff I need to be doing today before I do a lot of cooking in the kitchen. I'm doing some meal prepping today, so that should be fun. But these were some benefits of creating your ideal day. In case you needed to hear it on this wonderful Friday, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Create your ideal day. Figure out what you're actually doing with your time now and try and get the two closer as much as you can to hopefully get happier and more fulfilled. These were the benefits from this. I will be back here live. I'm off for the weekend. Woo! Off for the weekend. And then I will be back here live 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with another episode of the Talk to Tara Morning Show. So cheers to you all. I love you all. And I'll see you after the weekend. Have an incredible Friday. Nothing but the best. Until next time, my friends. Catch you later.